I can't believe that your internet is freaking working now, Carrie. This is incredible. We are back. It is the Believe in the Southside Boys. I am Steve-O. You can find me on Twitter. My handle is at Drunk Shy Sox Fan. And joining me, as always, is my beloved co-host.
What's going on? It's my Wi-Fi works. You can find me at Xfinity on Twitter. Uh, so you can find me on there if you want bitch and complain to me. Make sure that you do it. It's Carrie. Find me on Twitter at that baseball fan. Steve, this has been an interesting week going back and forth on when we're going to do this episode. And, got the internet guys coming tomorrow, but we look stable right now.
Thumbs up, baby. Kudos to Xfinity, I guess, even though this is 4 days. Yeah, no, 4 days running late. But we are here, and we were going to come out with an episode closer to like 6:30, but I popped my bike tire on the way here. I rode CTA buses here just so that we could bring you guys a show this week. Finally. Carrie, how have you been? Give me other than your internet BS that you've had to deal with. How's life?
Life's good, man. Yeah, been on with Xfinity every day and finally got a human being helping me tomorrow. So hopefully we don't have these issues anymore and I can actually use my man cave and everything else for the internet, right? So wedding planning, you know that all too well. That's fun stuff.
Oh yeah.
And then, just watching the Sox. I mean, I would say my whole internet situation is a pretty much just like a metaphor for the White Sox in 2022.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the same thing. So.
Oh, for sure. But it's working now. And I guess that begs the question, Carrie. Are the White Sox working now? I mean, 3 straight series victories, correct?
That's correct. I mean, dare I say the hottest team in the AL Central as well right now?
Oh, yeah. Which really, it's like, for lack of better words, it's being the tallest midget in your own personal circus, Carrie.
I would know. So,
here's the thing. Is it too little too late, Carrie? I got to ask you that.
I don't believe so. This division's wide open. I mean, you're 2 games behind Cleveland. You can gain a half game today, I believe, because Cleveland's not playing. Minnesota has been just sucking. Their pitching is really showing who they really are. And you know what? The Sox are, dare I say, healthy right now, besides Tim, which I haven't really heard about an update, but Bummer just came back. Kopech just came back. Granted, he wasn't that good, but it's his first start. Mariners, good team. Grandal's back, which wishy-washy. Moncada, same thing. But, like, the fact that they're there, it helps, right? And Elvis Andrus, what the hell?
So. Yeah, and, I have a fun game that we're going to play next episode in regard to who should be on the White Sox roster next year and who shouldn't. Elvis Andrus is making an interesting case for, I think, throwing him a bone. And I'm not saying a big contract. I'm not saying a 3-year, $16.5 million contract. Cough, cough, Rick Hahn, cough, cough, Larry Garcia. But he's making an interesting case for a 1-year deal next year. The dude's been worth like almost one more, if not like one more, like on the dot with the White Sox. It's incredible. And he's played 17 games, I think. That's wild numbers.
Yeah, he's definitely been hitting the ball.
And he's playing great defense.
I was just going to say, do you see that play? I think it was yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was on a train on the way to the other field in Chicago watching the Sox game on my phone. And I watched that play and I was like, holy shit. Like, that play was great. So, yeah, I mean, you're just to answer your question, right? Like, is it too little too late? That's what I was getting at with the injuries, and people are back now. You got Elvis Andrus, and, one thing to look at is their remaining schedule, Steve. I don't think it is too little too late. You got Oakland for 4, Colorado for 2, Cleveland 1, Detroit 3, Cleveland 3, Detroit 3, Minnesota 3, San Diego 3, and then Minnesota 3. I mean,
You
none
play
of those
one
teams
good ball team, right?
but the thing is that good ball team is playing like shit right now.
Yeah.
San Diego is in shambles. They do this. They're like the Yankees every year. Second half of the season, they just deteriorate. Who cares about them? But I mean, you have a lot of shitty teams, and you have 4 against Cleveland. I mean, I'm not saying they're going to win all 4, but what if they do?
Yeah.
You have a division lead by 2 games, just right there,
Right.
or you're tied, or So I don't think
Right.
it's a little too late. I hate to say it, I think they're right where they should be.
Yeah. Yeah.
If
I
they
mean,
win this.
just looking back, I mean, we haven't podcasted since before the Kansas City series, which was that Sunday. The Monday. We recorded the Monday after they were swept by the Diamondbacks.
Yes.
And we said, F all this, pack it up, call it a season, put the last nail in the coffin and bury it. And I don't know. I might have to take back my words here. Let's just do a quick recap of all of that. They lost the next game after that against Kansas City with the last minute scratch of Tony La Russa, which we'll talk about in a minute here. But they win on Tuesday with Cairo. You get blasts. No, and here's the thing too: the White Sox are hitting the ball out of the park. They're getting a lot more extra base hits.
Yep.
I know that our guy Spag here, and thank you, Shane Spagnola, for coming into the comments and joining us today. It's awesome to have this. It'd be nice if Moncada and Grandal were actually hitting the baseball, but everybody else is starting to pick it up.
Yeah.
I mean, you had like that Tuesday KC game, blast from Pollock and Andrews. Wednesday game against KC, blast from Pollock and AV. In the second series that we won of the last 3 against Minnesota, as our guy Herb Lawrence says. Yaz played hero to give them an eventual walk-off in the 9th.
Yep.
Dylan Cease absolutely shoved in game 2 of that series, who's a guy I want to talk about too
there.
in a minute. Yes, you were. And game 3 was close until Vince Velasquez pinched in the 9th inning. I'm not here for Vince Velasquez.
No, nobody is.
Seeing any high leverage situations. Before I hop into the most recent series against Seattle, I want to talk Dylan Cease with you really quick because I have a sports bet on the table right now. Dylan Cease at the beginning, it was, I think after his second start, I put down $10 for him to win Cy Young this year. So it was 10 at plus 1,400.
Oh,
right now, Carrie, I can cash out for $57. Would you do it, or do you continue to ride it out?
What can you win again? What,
like
$50?
I'd win 140.
Yeah, why cash out at 50 something? Cool, you win. You're gonna win $16. He's got a shot to do it, Steve. I mean, Shane McClanahan.
No, it's not going to be McClanahan.
No, it's and then it's Verlander, who they don't know if he's starting again. Like they might just give it to Cease because he will be pitching the most innings. The Sox are in it,
But does the team value? Let me throw that back at you. Does the team, how well the team has played throughout the year and where they are at? Say they don't make the playoffs. Does that kill Cease's chance at a Cy? Not his chance at a Cy Young, but him being in. I mean, I think you have the mindset he's the front runner.
Absolutely not. You've seen guys like Felix Hernandez win the Cy Young and their team stunk. You've seen guys like, Zach Wheeler almost won it last year, right? And he was like 2 votes off or something like that, and he was on the Phillies and they sucked. I don't think it has anything to do with it. I think you look at just his underlying stats, man. He's literally like the best pitcher in the AL, and I think the fact Verlander might not start, for another week or 2, it's going to really hurt that Cy Young, vote. I think they're going to see Cease has literally almost pitched a no-hitter, and Ken Rosenthal was there. Like, the spotlight was on him, and he fucking pitched,
Yeah.
I mean, he's shut down some good teams this year. He's not just bum slaying, I mean, he's
No, he's been
the
very
real
good.
deal. This guy is the real deal. He is a top 10 pitcher in baseball without an argument.
Yeah. No. Right
So
now, for sure, in baseball, he's a top 10 pitcher, if not a
yeah,
top 5 pitcher. Like, in regard to where they're at right now in the
100%.
season.
And there's a good comparison. Corbin Burns, kind of a wild pitcher, was okay, right? Like a Dylan Cease, and then his breakout year won the Cy Young. I mean,
Yeah.
throwing strikeouts, not letting up runs, keeping their team in the game. He's the real deal. I think it's going to happen. I would not cash out on that bet.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah. Well, I mean, looking at it right now, when you look at the odds, Verlander is still minus odds. Cease is still plus odds. I'm like really tempted to pull out
$6.
No,
$6 that you're gonna win. Oh no, sorry, $46.
Exactly. Well, yeah,
Cool.
yeah, exactly. So, all right, Carrie, I'm gonna take your word for it. I hope you're right on this one.
Listen, if he doesn't win, okay, you've lost $10. If he does, right, and then you cashed out, you're gonna be like, fuck, like, God damn it, right? Like, I had a Wheeler bet. Me and Alex did one, and it was like plus 3,000 for Wheeler at one point, and we put $10. It was like a $300 win, and it was like cash out at like 100 or keep the bet. And I was like, it's $100, like I want to win 300. So that's called betting, Steve.
Yeah.
So money don't money.
But Spag is right here. It is 3 beers at the ballpark. So I don't
drink.
I was gonna say, for us drinking folk at the ballpark, that's a big deal right now. That could buy me a lot of beers at like a local pub too, like Shinnick's. Like I could maybe buy out half the bar with $50. No, I'm kidding, but no, it's Cease has just been incredible to watch. Like, one ride that I have enjoyed, enjoying the ride here. In the words of Steve Stone, this Dylan Cease ride has been a lot of fun. Recently against Seattle with the White Sox. What were your thoughts on their performance here in Seattle?
Won a series again. I mean, it seems like the White Sox kind of own the Mariners, kind of like beginning of the year. Now you're looking at two different teams. They weren't that good at the beginning of the year. Sox won. You're looking at now, Mariners are a good team,
They're
right?
good team.
And the Sox just kind of did their thing. I mean, they won 2 out of 3. I mean, they're beating good teams. They're just like not beating the Royals. Like, that's why I'm like, get up to the playoffs. Let's see what happens. So
yeah, no, 100%. You really can't complain. Obviously, the one loss that they had in Seattle, they faced some really good pitching. The bullpen was spot on, and Gilbert, who's been phenomenal this year.
Yeah.
Outpitched. I want to say, did he outpitch Cueto? Is that?
Yeah, and Cueto pitched very well. So that's the
right.
thing.
Exactly. You lose that game 3-0. And I think Cueto only gave up 1. Yeah, Cueto only gave up 1.
And it was an error, I'm pretty sure. One of them was an error, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Yeah, so right now, in another betting odd, the White Sox are plus 450 to win the division. You want to throw down on that, Gary?
I'm staying away from divisional bets. I just I feel like I'm a hex, so I'm not doing it.
Fair enough. It's like when Alex sent me money to bet on Houston in Game 3. That was funny.
It's kind of funny, actually.
It was really funny. Speaking of betting, and I know this is non-White Sox related, but I want to bring it up since you're the quote-unquote Ohio State fan here of us two. Congratulations on your win last weekend. But we did cover, so.
Oh, I mean, I had literally zero worries that whole game, before the game, after the game. Not a problem. Notre Dame, not a problem. It's just
offense is so bad.
We might as well have played Appalachian State.
Okay, now you can miss me with that BS.
Yeah.
The offense is horrific. Don't get me wrong, but that defense is Ohio State's defense. Kudos to them too. Knowles did a great job, but
Yeah.
God, yeah, Notre Dame's offense is horrific. Well, let's switch it back to White Sox baseball talk. We were talking about Dylan Cease. Dylan Cease is on the mound tonight against JP Sears, who's actually been decent in
Yes,
his
yes.
starts. He's got a 2.37 ERA, 31 strikeouts. I don't know over how many starts that is. Not a ton. But Dylan Cease, obviously, perennial Cy Young candidate. How are we feeling about tonight, Carrie?
I feel good with the way they're hitting lately. Hitting home runs, and I feel like Elo is a big catalyst of all this stuff. I feel like he's
Yeah.
like the glue of this offense. Like, I don't know why, but he's been so goddamn good, and this is why if this guy could just stay healthy, he's a top 10 hitter in baseball.
Mhm.
I feel really good about tonight. I think Cease's he ain't letting AAA 4A players beat him tonight. There's no
Mhm.
shot. There's just zero shot that's happening. So he's gonna shove. Sox probably win like 3 or 4-0. Might even hit a home run tonight. Okay. And Elvis Andrews, I think he's playing. I think he's gonna get a few hits just
Oh,
because.
the Elvis Andrews
Yes.
fuck you revenge tour is
Yeah.
so on.
I mean, I think the Sox are winning 3 out of 4 for sure.
I think so too. If they don't come out of this series 3 out of 4, I'm gonna be a little disappointed for sure. You've got Cease, then Giolito, then Lynn, then Cueto. I think we all know what game we're most not looking forward to.
Yeah, I think that's game 2. Lucas Giolito not pitching well.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe he'll surprise us with a nice start here in Oakland. It's a nice pitcher-friendly ballpark. But Lucas has not impressed me at all. And I'll say this about Lance Lynn. I was not super happy with him when he came off the IL and was pitching like total dog crap outside of his one start in San Fran, like the first month or so. But he's picked it up.
Yes. I mean, that last start, his shit was moving. He was pumped. I mean, he was throwing cutters that were literally going from one end of the strike zone to the other. I mean, he looked like Lance Lynn of last year.
1,000%.
So that would be a big boost seeing as Giolito's poop, and Kopech's kind of like,
It's battling those health issues.
yeah, he's middling. He's never pitched this much. Let the guy leave the fucking guy be, people. Let him be. He'll be good next year. He'll know how to prepare himself better. It's all about the learning curve, right? But if you get a Lynn back, you have a Cease, Cueto, Lynn, which those 3 guys are pitching very well right now, and you're just hoping for on a 5-day out of 5 games, you're hoping for 4 good starts and one of Giolito and Kopech to pitch well.
Yeah. I'm feeling good about the series. I think that's pretty obvious. Let me say this though. In regard to Kopech, say the White Sox make the playoffs, Gary. Let's talk that. What's your rotation look like?
I think just what I said.
Yeah.
I think you go Cease, you go Lynn, you go Cueto. Cueto's been phenomenal on the road.
So who's your 4?
You might not need a 4 with how.
That's ballsy.
Did they change the White Sox? I mean, did they change the playoffs to where it's like back to back now? I feel like they did something like that. But I mean, if you go 4, then you go with Giolito. I mean, you have no other choice.
Wow.
You're not gonna go. You're not gonna go with Kopech. I mean, I'll be honest. I wouldn't mind if they threw him in like a pen. Exactly what Shane just said. Threw him in the pen, right? And if Giolito throws 3 innings of Warner run ball, put in Kopech for the next 2 to 3, and then let the bullpen finish it. That's what I would think.
Yeah. And That's fair. I don't know. I kind of like the idea. This is crazy, maybe a little bit. I like the idea of Kopech as an opener. I don't see why you can't use him as an opener.
Or Giolito. Either one of the two. I'm fine
Right.
with it. Giolito gets really bad after like 65, 70 pitches. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the problem too, is Giolito's obviously never come out of the bullpen. Kopech has. So maybe it's one of these things where Gio gives you 2 to 3 innings.
yeah,
Kopech gives you 2 to 3 innings, and then you go to the deeper part of the pen, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Look at this. Masterminds. Speaking of masterminds, the mastermind of most of the 2022 White Sox season, at least who a lot of people think might be the mastermind behind a lot of stuff. Tony La Russa has been hospitalized over the past week and a half now. Apparently he's getting better, but Miguel Cairo stepping in and doing a fabulous job. What does this tell you about Tony, about Miguel? What do you want to make of this, Carrie?
It's hard to say, right? I believe in
Is
a thing.
it?
I believe in a thing called there's no thing is really a coincidence, right? Um I don't think it's a coincidence that you've seen this team be a little bit more energized. I mean, you see them fighting for each other and just more livelihood. I don't think it's a coincidence, and that they're playing well. I've never been a Tony fan, right? I think it's weird that they're all of a sudden playing better now. That's my take. So I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. What? 8 games with Miguel Cairo as manager so far, and the White Sox are 6-8. Or pardon me, 6 of 8, 6-2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's ironic or coincidental or anything. I think this team feeds much better off of Miguel Cairo as the manager than Tony as the manager. I, in my heart, believe that Tony did not bring up the morale of this team at all.
No way.
That Tony is just completely out of sync as to what today's baseball players need. Period. End of discussion. I mean, I think you said it well, Carrie, but I'll say it up front. I think Tony is not fit for Major League Baseball in today's baseball in 2022. Sure, his formula may have worked 10, 15 years ago. It doesn't work now, and it doesn't work with the brand of players that the White Sox have. And obviously, there are other organizational issues beyond Tony La Russa. We've complained about them plenty of times. There are issues within the coaching staff. There are issues within the training staff. There are issues in the front office.
Yeah.
All of this also leads to ownership too, right?
Yeah.
But Tony La Russa being out is step one, and it should be eye-opening to people. Like people who make these decisions.
Yeah.
That Tony being out is better for this ball club. I'll say it up front. Tony being out is better for this ball club.
Like I said, I don't believe in, shit like this, like not being a coincidence. So stay away, stay the fuck away, please. Just stay home, dude. We don't need you. Stay in Arizona. Just go away. Never come back. Okay?
Honestly, you know what? I know you're not a Notre Dame guy. I need a win. Like, I want Tony to stay away, and I want like a win one for the Gipper moment. Win one for the skipper. How about that one?
It's like Major League 2 when he's in the hospital. That's what
Exactly. You know, gotta bring up that motivation and that morale. You know, win one for the skipper, win one for Tony while he's out. He's unable and unfit to do his duties, so go and win him one. Just one more so he can have his dying wish, I guess, to win a World Series with the White Sox.
I like almost don't want him to like win anything. I fucking hate him. So
Well, wouldn't it be nice if he just did not return? The White Sox still win a World Series, and
yeah, of
it's
course.
Tony La Russa just
Actually,
like chilling on the dugout, not making any decisions.
yeah, I think it would be a big slap in the face and like a ha, we did this without you. So I actually would appreciate that.
Absolutely. Carrie, any final thoughts as we wrap this thing up? I know we try to keep this thing to a half hour, so we're going to do so.
Win 3 out of 4. Take it one series at a time like they're doing. Win 3 out of 4. Shove it up Oakland's fucking throat.
You are playing a quadruple A ball club right now. Take care of business. That's all you can do. You can't control what Cleveland does. You can't control what Minnesota does. Just go fucking win ball games.
Just win. That's
Simple
all
as that. Al Davis said it best. Just win, baby.
Just win, baby. That's it. Just gotta worry about winning, and we'll see what happens.
Exactly. Well, we'll be back to recap the Oakland series. Hopefully, we're not in a depressed mood like we were last weekend after Arizona.
Yeah.
Or pardon me, was that last weekend?
Yeah, that was Arizona.
2 weekends ago. 2 weekends ago.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh my God, it's been a minute since we recorded. But we will be back next weekend or this upcoming weekend with a series recap for Oakland. Please make sure that you rate, subscribe, review to the podcast. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube as well. We go live with every single episode that we do. And obviously, we're available on every single podcast platform that is available. So make sure you go and give us a nice 5-star rating because, hell, we deserve it. So,
absolutely.
Carrie, awesome talking to you as always. And we'll talk on Sunday.
Sounds good. Go Sox.
Go Sox.